Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for giving me the privilege and the honor to be here today. In particular, thank you to Cass and Boozy for your steady leadership of the B20 process and the local Business Advisory Council. In particular, through Microsoft's participation in the task forces, we saw how important their leadership was in executing this vision around ambition and progress and action. As is mentioned, I'm Melanie Nakagawa. I'm the Corporate Vice President and Microsoft's Chief Sustainability Officer. I've worked across the public, private, and financial sectors, and I've seen firsthand about how this collaboration comes together to unlock systemic change, whether it's shaping energy and climate policy or being an investor, investing in climate technologies and sustainable growth in technology-driven solutions around the world. These experiences reinforce my belief that when industries work together, we can drive sustainable growth and create a lasting and enduring impact. I'm honored to be here at this year's summit and see a focus on digital transformation and how it's driving productivity, bridging the digital divide, and enabling competitive economies. I'm particularly excited that it's here in South Africa, and for the first time, both the B20 and G20 are taking place in an area we want to lead from Africa and share it with the rest of the world. And this is particularly important for us because we're recognizing in this critical moment that aligning business strategies and global development goals is really important for setting the tone for the kinds of partnerships that can deliver scale globally. At Microsoft, we've been leading and driving digital transformation for sustainable development, and our strategy directly aligns with the B20's mission to shape global economic strategies for resilience and innovation. Having been here in South Africa with Microsoft for over 32 years, it's an exciting time for Microsoft to share our vision, as well as what we've been doing around key areas to drive systemic change. Today, I'll be highlighting our focus on connectivity and how that has shaped our vision for how we drive AI transformation across the globe sustainably. Specifically, how connectivity is a key enabler for AI adoption and inclusive growth. Without access to the internet, the promise of technology remains out of reach. This is why we set a goal several years ago to aim to provide connectivity to over 100 million Africans by the end of this year. But as other panelists have shared, to meaningfully participate in this digital moment of transformation, we must also empower people with the adoption of skills as well as tools to use these digital tools. Once communities gain access to connectivity, it's essential to focus deliberately and intentionally around the necessary skills and tools so they can access this technology for both professional and personal opportunity. And I'll conclude my talk today talking a little bit about how we're fostering partnerships that allow for scalable impact. This is so vital because these types of partnerships require robust collaboration, and no single company alone can close the digital divide. It requires a transformation across all of us. But building these strategic partnerships across industries and sectors, we can actually amplify our collective impact, accelerate progress, and truly ensure that technology's benefit reach everyone and everywhere. So on the connectivity approach, Microsoft's approach to expanding access to AI was grounded in a simple yet powerful principle. AI cannot transform lives without foundational access. Today, 1/3 of the world, 2.6 billion people, remain offline, including more than 900 million people in Africa. This is really important because without connectivity, individuals are locked out of the promise of a digital economy. This includes education, healthcare, financial inclusion, and now the transformative power of tools like AI. For the average person, this means being excluded from opportunities that define participation in the modern world. Our theory of change proposes that digital access creates a pipeline for productive use of technology. By investing in areas like connectivity, clean energy access, digital skills, we create the enabling conditions for inclusive growth. However, it's not just about technology. It's got to be about empowering local communities that will enable innovators to build resilient economies. Achieving lasting impact in these areas opens up a broad range of opportunities, and I'll share today a few examples of this. What I was inspired by from the previous talks was the focus around concrete action and also tangible concrete examples. So I'll sprinkle throughout my conversation today. So let me share one in the healthcare sector. One of the challenges we saw was that clinics in rural Kenya struggled, especially during times of strain like the COVID pandemic, to easily be able to consult with specialists due to lack of internet access. So with support from Microsoft, partnering with Mwingu, we were able to work with Mwingu to connect clinics across Kenya to reliable internet. A result of this was that clinics could use video conferencing to consult with hospitals in Nairobi, ensuring patients received quality care regardless of their location. Over the past decade, we've invested and contributed to building out the internet service provider, or ISP network, to reach that last mile of connectivity. ISPs are particularly well positioned for this role. They understand market conditions, the needs of local communities, and other challenges that are faced when expanding infrastructure. We've also learned over the past decade in doing this work, there are other challenges to delivering connectivity at scale. This includes limited access to capital, especially in the early stages of like a Series A or Series B rounds, high upfront capital infrastructure costs, and operational and technical gaps to making scale difficult. And based on this, we looked at what are the structural challenges that leave markets out. What are the ways to drive financially feasible and sustainable ways to increase access to rural and underserved areas that typically have less resources to pay? We looked at new models for doing this, and as part of that, we successfully worked with ISPs, middle mile providers, and hardware producers to reduce the costs, expand reach, and therefore reduce the cost of this infrastructure. And I'm particularly excited and pleased to be standing here in South Africa to announce that Microsoft has achieved our connectivity milestone in Africa. We've provided internet access to over 117 million people in Africa, surpassing our goal to reach 100 million Africans by the end of this year. It's a critical step for us to close the digital divide and enable inclusive growth across the continent. This connectivity enables both access to education, healthcare, commercial markets for millions of individuals and remote regions across the continent. But as I mentioned, it's not enough just to connect individuals to the internet. We also need to offer the digital skilling to help users feel more comfortable engaging in this new digital era, both from younger generations to older generations. What can we be doing to provide the digital skilling that's more accessible to many? Technology needs to be a bridge to this opportunity, and skilling are key bricks to be laid across this bridge. Having introduced the new users to digital skills and AI readiness, we then in turn create strong commercial cases for enterprise customers and others to more intentionally engage in key markets across this continent. Another example I'd love to share is going back to Mwingu, which has been Microsoft's longest standing connectivity partner in East Africa. They've grown to reach over 28 million people with affordable broadband. In partnership with them and MasterCard's Made Alliance, we've been expanding digital access to smallholder farmers, and in particular, using this training program to do a Train the Trainers program to drive internet access to over 50,000 farmers and upskill up to 10,000 farmers in Kenya with these digital tools that will enable higher yields, increased incomes, and more financial inclusion. Taking a little closer to home here in South Africa, Microsoft has advanced digital inclusion through key initiatives with partners like Liquid. And in the Northwest Province, we've been supporting the Royal Bafokeng Institute to provide high-speed broadband, free community Wi-Fi, and enhanced digital learning partnerships. And then in the Eastern Cape, we've worked with the Digital Skills Center, Matata Innovation, and helping deliver free Wi-Fi, digital training for learners and enterprise and entrepreneurs, strengthening digital literacy, supporting rural broadband, and promoting economic participation through tech-enabled skills. And more recently, through the Microsoft Elevate program, expanding this work and thinking about the role of education and technical, vocational, and educational training, or the TVETs. Now, to round out the approach, we tap into partnerships and policy coalitions and multilateral organizations to advocate for competitive and affordable markets for scalable investment models. Our ultimate goal is to create clear, investable blueprints to de-risk last-mile connectivity and unlock digital economies. This is how we move from pilots to scalable impact, ensuring technology serves everyone and everywhere. Together, these efforts aren't just theoretical. They're delivering real, tangible results. In partnership with M-KOPA, a leading African fintech that's been enabling more than 6 million people, including here in South Africa, to access connected devices through pay-as-you-go models, we've been working with them to support entrepreneurship, expand opportunities, and provide digital skilling. And M-KOPA has now created pathways for digital participation through Kenya's first smartphone manufacturing plant and sustainable Second Life devices. It's a great example of how to expand digital participation while reducing an environmental impact. Another example is working with the ISP Aletha, and Microsoft has collaborated with them to deploy their fiber-based connectivity. To drive adoption, Aletha is creating inclusive gaming centers in South Africa townships. Through partnerships and initiatives like She Plays, Aletha provides affordable access to gaming, connectivity, and training, turning entertainment into a platform to empower the youth and digital inclusion, and really getting at that next generation in closing that connective divide. While our connectivity milestone is a notable accomplishment with great examples about what access means to local communities in key markets around this continent, we know that our work is certainly not done. And now that we've achieved this goal, we've been asking ourselves a question, but many of you might also be asking, what do we do next, and where do we go next? The next frontier is really about pairing digital access with AI-enabled solutions that drive economic development and job creation. We see an important role for Africa in reshaping and setting the tone for the global AI economy by turning access into impact, connectivity into transformation. So I'd like to conclude by sharing a new strategic partnership, building on the last panel that talked about multilateralism and multilateral engagements, that we hope will unlock economic opportunity and advance our vision for what access to tech means for economic growth. Agriculture is a critical employment opportunity and a key part of the GDP across Africa. And therefore, I'm really excited to share another new partnership that we have announced, which is with the African Development Bank. We're working with them to advance a transformative vision for Africa's agriculture sector and the digital economy. Africa's food systems rely on millions of agricultural small and medium-sized enterprises that drive production, employment, and rural livelihoods. Yet these enterprises face two main challenges. First, there's currently roughly an 80 billion annual financing gap. And second, there's limited digital infrastructure. Without capital, these agriculture small and medium-sized enterprises can't invest in productivity-enhancing technologies. Without digital access, they struggle to integrate into their value chains, access markets, and leverage data-driven tools for efficiency and resilience. Addressing one without the other is certainly not sufficient. Finance and digital must move together to unlock the sector's full potential. So we're collaborating with the AFDB on a Pan-African blended finance facility designed to empower SMEs through greater access to finance and digital tools that will accelerate AI diffusion and adoption. This facility will mobilize large-scale funding in agriculture over 5 years, resulting in positive outcomes for millions of farmers across the continent. By embedding digital access into financing strategies, the facility aims to turn capital into transformation and supporting these agriculture SMEs to adopt technology, boost productivity, build climate resilience, and honestly be able to grow more crop per drop with less inputs. We're hoping this creates a blueprint for what agricultural transformation can look like in the digital age. So in closing, I'd like to share that we heard a lot today about how immense the challenges are that we face. But so is the opportunity to collectively work together and the ability to collectively act. At Microsoft, we believe that pairing digital access with AI-enabled solutions can unlock unprecedented opportunities for growth, resilience, and inclusion. Our connectivity milestone in Africa and the launch of the AFDB Agri-SME facility are just 2 proof points about what is possible when technology comes together with finance and they move together. The future of sustainable development will be built on collaboration, and together we can turn access into impact and ambition into action. We invite partners from across multiple sectors to join us in scaling these solutions. I hope that the examples I gave today just offer a glimpse of the types of corporate partnerships and opportunity for engagement that is available today, scalable today, and honestly a way to help build progress from the B20 conversations that are happening today and throughout the rest of the week. One thing that's clear to us and many others is that no single company can close the digital divide alone or activate the AI opportunity alone. We must do that together. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much to the B20 for giving us this chance to talk about this.